વસ્તુ ખાલી આમ કરજે બરાબર.
મને શ્રી પારિજાતવીજયજી મહારાજ સાહેબનો હું ઇન્ટ્રો આપું છું. બિલીમોરાના પ્રીતિબેન શાહ અને ગૌતમભાઈ શાહના મોટા પુત્ર ચિરંજીવ પ્રિયલનો જન્મ 26/7/90ના દિને થયો હતો. ચિરંજીવ પ્રિયલનું એજ્યુકેશન આપણી આ સેન્ટ જોસેફ ઇંગ્લિશ ટીચિંગ સ્કૂલમાં વર્ષ 1995ના જુનિયર કેજીથી સ્ટાર્ટ થયું અને 2004 સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ 8 સુધી પ્રિયલ અહીંયા જ એજ્યુકેશન લીધું. ત્યારબાદ સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ 9 થી 10 સુધી હંસરાજ મોરારજી સ્કૂલ અંધેરી મુંબઈ ખાતે એમણે એજ્યુકેશન લીધું. સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ 10 ની અંદર આખી સ્કૂલમાં ફર્સ્ટ આવ્યા હતા. ત્યારબાદ બીડીભાઈ કોલેજમાં સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ 12માં ખૂબ જ સારા માર્કે પાસ થઈ મહારાષ્ટ્ર રાજ્યની અંદર પ્રથમ 100 ની અંદર એમણે નંબર લીધો અને મુંબઈની પ્રતિષ્ઠિત કોલેજ પીજીટીઆઈમાં કોમ્પ્યુટર સાયન્સની મેરિટના આધારે એમને પ્રવેશ મળી ગયો. એમાં પણ સારો અભ્યાસ થઈ રહ્યો હતો. પીજીટીઆઈ કોલેજમાં 2 વર્ષ બાદ તેઓને જૈન દીક્ષા લેવાના ભાવ જાગ્યા, એમને મન થયું. દીક્ષા માટેની માતા પિતાની મંજૂરી જોઈએ છે. માતા પિતાની મંજૂરી એમને તાત્કાલિક નહીં મળી. તેઓ 2 વાર ઘર છોડીને ભાગી ગયા. એમને દીક્ષા લેવી છે. પછી બિલીમોરામાં વર્ષ 2000ની અંદર જૈન ઉચ્ચ ગચ્છાધિપતિ શ્રીમદ જયઘોષ મહારાજ સાહેબના હસ્તે જૈન દીક્ષાનો અંગીકાર કર્યો. હમણાં દીક્ષાના 13 વર્ષ બાદ વર્ણા વિદ્યા બાદ પહેલીવાર બિલીમોરાની પોતાની માતૃભૂમિમાં પ્રવેશ કર્યો. જૈન દીક્ષામાં ખૂબ જ કઠિન આચાર છે, નિયમો હોય છે જે તેઓએ પાળવાના હોય છે. તેઓ પોતાના આચાર ખૂબ જ સ્ટ્રિક્ટ રીતે પાળી રહ્યા છે. તેઓએ વાહનનો ઉપયોગ કરવાનો હોતો નથી. પગની અંદર ચપ્પલ શૂઝ કાંઈ પહેરવાના હોતા નથી. જ્યાં જવું હોય ત્યાં ચાલતા જ જવાનું હોય છે. ભોજન માટે તેઓએ દરેક ઘરે જઈને ભિક્ષા માંગીને ભોજન કરવાનું હોય છે. રાત્રે જમવાનું કે પાણી પણ પીવાનું હોતું નથી. એક બહુ કઠિન નિયમ છે કે તેઓએ દાઢી, મૂછ અને માથાના વાળ આખા વર્ષની અંદર 2 વાર એક વાર ખેંચીને કાઢવાનો હોય છે. એને અમે લોચની પ્રક્રિયા કહે છે. એમને આખા વર્ષની અંદર 2 વાર લોચ કરવાનો હોય છે. અત્યારે એમને લોચ કરેલો છે. હમણાં જ ફેબ્રુઆરીની અંદર એમને દીક્ષા બાદ મમ્મી પપ્પાને પણ એમને નામથી જ બોલાવે. મમ્મી પપ્પા નહીં કહી શકે. મમ્મી પપ્પાએ પણ અમારે પણ એમને અમારી કેટેગરી આપણા કરતા ઊંચી કહેવાય હવે, તો અમારે પણ એમને વંદન કરવાનું હોય છે. તેઓએ કોષ્ટક ચિંતામણી નામનો એક 500 પાનાનો પેજનો ગ્રંથ ઇંગ્લિશ ભાષામાં સંપાદિત કર્યો છે અને બીજી 5 થી 6 પુસ્તકોનું લેખન કરીને પ્રકાશિત કરી છે. એમનો નાનો ભાઈ જીનય એ પણ આ જ સ્કૂલમાં ભણીને બીટેક આઈટી ડિગ્રી પ્રાપ્ત કરી આજે કેનેડામાં માસ્ટર કરી 3 વર્ષથી ત્યાં જોબ કરે છે. આ ઉપરાંત મુનિરાજ સિંહ પ્રવચન પણ પોતાની આપણી સેવામાં ખૂબ જ સરસ આપે છે. આજે તેઓ પોતાની માતૃભૂમિમાં પધાર્યા છે ત્યારે પોતાની સાંસારિક શૈક્ષણિક ભૂમિમાં પ્રવચન આપવા પધાર્યા છે. એવા આપણા બિલીમોરા ગામના આપણી સ્કૂલના એક્સ સ્ટુડન્ટ મુનિરાજસિંહ પારિજાતવીયજીને તાળીઓના ગડગડાટથી વધારે.
There is a very good habit of our Indian culture that we remember God before starting every activity. Even before commencing this session, we will recite a small prayer. Everyone join your hands and close your eyes. This prayer goes to the same Lord. We call it by different names. Some call it as Allah, some call it as Jesus, some call it as Mahavir, some call it as Gautam Buddha, Ram, Krishna or Shankar. But there is a same Lord overall above us, and we'll recite this a small prayer. Namo Arihatanam, Namo Sattanam, Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Achayanam, Namo Loe Savvasamunam, Eso Panchanamukaro Savvapavapanasano, Mangalanam Cha Savvesim Padamam Havai Mangalam. Okay, everyone can open their eyes. Hello everyone. I am very happy to come again in my mother institution. I am very grateful to all my teachers who taught me to read and write. Today I am speaking before you. It is because of my teachers. It is long back, 20 years, and the whole staff must have been changed. Of course, 20 years is a long time. And before I commence this session, I want to remember all their names. They must not be present over here, but I remember all their names. When I left the school in 2004, in standard 8, at that time the principal was Sister Victoria Gonsalves, and she was very enthusiastic for the development of the school. And the basketball court you see over here, it is because of her. And she also renovated the building. Today I see the whole uniform has been changed. At that time, the uniform color was beige color, skin cream color, and kids of the same mother are called siblings. They are all brothers and sisters of each other. Similarly, we all belong to the same mother institution. So you are all my younger brothers and sisters. So with such feelings and sentiments, today I have come over here to greet you, to meet you. I have very sweet memories of my school days. Once, on 15th of August, on Independence Day, there was an elocution competition on national heroes. And I participated in it. I became Chandrasekhar Azad. And when the competition got started, when my name was called, I marched towards the dais, yelling loudly, Inqilab Zindabad, Inqilab Zindabad. And I was in so enthusiasm, I ran straight towards the mic, and in the enthusiasm, I didn't see the mic, and my mouth clashed with the mic. And everyone sitting in the audience, they started laughing, ha ha ha. But I was undeterred. I delivered the speech so loudly and furiously, and I yelled the slogan Inqilab Zindabad so loudly that the sound system got collapsed. But this was in my advantage, it was in my benefit, because eventually I got the first prize. I have very much sweet memories of my school days, and today I am not going to bore you with advices and instruction. I am not going to give you long lectures. I just want to share my experience, what I have experienced in my life, what I have collected wisdom from the knowledgeable saints. First of all, I want to ask you a question. Apart from sleeping, in our childhood days, the activity in which we invest the most of our time and effort is in fact education. We stay in the school for very long time, about 6 to 7 hours. So school is our second home and teachers are our second parents. Oh, I want to remember the teacher's name. So at that time, in the class 6, Sister Sukur was my class teacher. In class 8, Jigna ma'am and Kalpana ma'am, she taught me science. Vinay sir taught me Sanskrit. Vijaya sir taught me Hindi. Samma miss taught me SS. Pushpa ma'am, she was very old and she taught us English, and she was very loving and affectionate. She was more than 75 at that time. And then Meds, Sangeeta ma'am, she taught me Meds. Bhavana ma'am, I was very young, I don't remember. So I want to remember all my teachers, and I am very grateful to them. I can't repay their kindness. They have showered me so much love and benevolence to me, and they used to stand the whole day long. Even today, All teachers are standing over here. You can sit. If you have a chair, you can sit. Because teachers, they give lectures, they deliver the lectures, they teach while standing all day long, and we students, we comfortably sit on our bench. So their kindness, I am very indebted to them. So first of all, let's start with the session. I want to ask a question, that we invest so much of time in education. So what is the goal of education? What do you want to attain by educating in the school? We should have a very sensible reason, a logical purpose, because we invest so much of time of our life in education. See, think independently. Don't get prejudiced by what your elders or what your surrounding people have injected in your brains. When we were small, everyone in our surrounding, they impose in our brains that, see beta, when you grow big, you have to become a very big doctor, you have to become an engineer, you have to become a CA, you have to become an IAS officer. But that is a second-hand knowledge. Think with your own brains and tell me, what is the goal of education? What is the motive? What is the purpose of education? That is very logical. Okay, I will share with you a small incident. After that, you can answer me. There was a Gurukul in a forest. Gurukul is an ancient educational system in which the students used to come from nearby villages and cities, and they used to stay in the forest under the able guidance of a guru. There was no fees at that time, but they used to do the daily course. They used to fetch wood from the forest, they used to collect water from the well and the ponds nearby, and they used to serve the guru as a god. I am really very unhappy that today's generation, they tease their teachers with funny names. They call their teachers by as like Hitler. That's very sorrowful that teachers are our second parents. They bestow upon us so much of grace, so much of blessings. And I remember a thinker, he aptly said that the biggest of all sins is ingratitude. Someone who has sacrificed their comforts and luxuries for us, and who is yearning to grow humanity in us, who is trying to elevate your life, he wants to excel your life, and he wants to enlighten your life. If we call him by funny names and if we tease him on their back, then really we are doing a very, very big sin, which is acceptable, which is accepted in all religions. This sin is universal, and I want to tell you that if we do this sin, if we commit this sin, then really we will fall in a very deep ditch of miseries. So never, we won't any time speak ill of our teachers. So at that time in the Gurukul, the students used to serve their guru like a god. There were three fast friends. One was king's son, he was a prince. The second was minister's son, and the third was army general's son. And after studying for 15 of years, they came to their guru. They wanted to take leave and they wanted to return to their homes. And the guru, they gave them inner blessings and told them, see, live a life of a noble man. Help everyone, serve the poor. And all the three friends, they fell in the feet of their guru. Today, this ritual is very ashamed. This causes shy. We are not ready to fall in the feet of our teachers. We feel ashamed of touching the feet of our guru. At that time, guru was considered a very prestigious position. So these three friends, they are returning from their Gurukul to their home, to their nearby village, and they are walking to the forest. It is afternoon time, and while walking through the forest, the prince was walking ahead, and surprisingly, he saw thorns spread all over on the muddy road. And he told his friends, see, hey, stop over here. There are thorns all spread over the muddy road. Stop over here. And the minister's son was considering him that I am very wise. And he immediately thought, see, there is a side way, there is a side path, there is no thorns over there. We will pass from there. And the minister's son walked through the sideways. And then the army general's son, he considered, I'm a very brave and strong boy. So he said, no need of going the sideways, we will just jump over the thorns. And he, saying so, he skipped over the thorns, and now it was the turn of the prince. A noble thought arose in his mind. See, this is afternoon time and the sun is about going to set. So there's going to be darkness. We came in the daylight, so we could see the thorns. But what about the people who will come in the dark? And they will get hurt. So it's my responsibility. I have to take these thorns aside. And really, he bent down and he picked up each thorn and he threw in the bushes. And then he walked briskly and joined his two friends. They walked further, and there, on the opposite end of the road, they saw their guru. And they got surprised. They got astonished. Okay, how come the guru is in the midst of the forest? And they ran to his feet and they asked him, Guruji, how come you are over here? And Guruji said, I was taking a test of you, and only the prince has passed. The two others, the minister's son and the army general's son, has failed, and they will have to go to the Gurukul again, and they will have to study more. Their education is not yet completed. Even after studying for 15 years, this guru said that your education is yet remaining. So I want to ask you, what is the goal of education? Today, education is just filling your brains with information. Today, applying knowledge is not required. I will give you an example. There's a very interesting incident in Mahabharata. When Pandavas and Kauravas were young, and Dronacharya was studying them, archery, warfare, and also math, science, moral values, everything. At that time, Dronacharya once asked Yudhishthir, who was the eldest of all the Pandavas. He asked him, okay, have you learned the chapter I taught you yesterday? And Yudhishthir is silent. His mom is not saying anything. And Dronacharya is asking again and again, have you learned this chapter? Have you remembered? Have you understood what I have taught you yesterday? And Yudhishthir is not speaking anything. And Dronacharya is getting very angry. I am asking you again and again, and you are not answering me. What kind of politeness, and you don't have any sense of politeness or courtesy? And at that time, Dronacharya just slapped him on his face. And then Yudhishthir said, yes, I have learned forgiveness. Actually, Dronacharya taught him the chapter of forgiveness. Actually, Dronacharya had taught them the virtue of forgiveness, and Yudhishthir believed that just cramming the definition of forgiveness, any incident of forgiveness, that doesn't mean that I have inculcated the virtue of forgiveness in my life. So the real education is when you apply the knowledge, what you learn in your textbook, in your life. We don't have to do practicals only in laboratory. The whole world, our life is a laboratory. We have to apply the knowledge, what we learn in the textbooks in our life. I'll give you another example. For example, Gandhiji, when he was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and he went to London. Before that, his mother took him to a saint and made him take 3 pledges, 3 vows, that he will not touch alcohol, he will not touch non-veg food, and he will not indulge in prostitution. Now, this is what is taught in textbook. Now, there are 2 types of students. One who has a good memory, and he immediately cramps up, he memorizes all the 3 pledges, but his life is opposite of all the 3 pledges. He drinks alcohol, he flirts women, and he indulges in all the bad things. And the other student is, he has a very low memory. He attempts to cram up all the 3 pledges. But when in the time of exam, we are all frightened. You have the experience that what we have learned in the textbooks, what we have learned before the exam, we forget in the exam. When we write the paper, we forget all what we have memorized at that time. So this student has a low memory, is below average, and he couldn't write all the 3 pledges. but his life is very holy, and he's living a very pious life. Now tell me, who will get the most marks? The Nobel champ or the memory champ? Who will get the most marks? Today's educational system has nothing to do with our life. It has nothing to do with our character. It just tests what we have crammed in the textbook, what we have learned in our textbook, and then we can what we reproduce in the exam. So the goal of education is we inculcate the moral values that makes us human. Education makes us doctor, engineer and CA, but that is not the goal of life. Even today, there are many doctors who are so utter greedy. When they do operation, when they operate, when they cut their body, they take out the organs and then sell the kidney and liver. They are so greedy, they have no love for their patients. So, before becoming doctor, we should become a human. That is more important before becoming doctor, engineer and CA. So, the goal of education is selfless love. This is what all the religions speaks. Maybe it Christianity, Jainism, Hinduism, Sikhism or Muslim. All religions speak of love. Christianity speaks, love thy neighbor. That's a famous sentence. Everyone speaks of caring of the fellow creatures. Today, money has become center point of the life and we are forgetting love. The dream of doctor, engineer, CA too is center of selfishness. It is, we become self-centered. We only think of our own selves, but we don't think of others. You know, when Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi came to India and he had a very love for India, love for the country, and he roamed in the Bihar villages, and when he was roaming in a Bihar huts, he saw inside there were 4 women and they were naked, they were nude, and there was only one sari. It was like a curtain, and Gandhiji, he got so sorrowful, he felt so miserable. What kind of pity, what kind of condition is there of our countrymen? And at that time he was wearing suit, hat, boot on his body, and immediately he sacrificed. He took out this clothes, and you know that he just wore a small loin cloth below the body, and even with that he went to London. So the first and the foremost virtue we should inculcate is we should feel the sorrow of others. There are so many creatures in the world who are facing pain and misery. So the goal of education is that we should feel the pain of them. That is the first and foremost basic value of becoming a human. There was a great thinker named Solem, and he used to deliver discourses on life's secrets, on life's philosophy. And once he took a rotten apple in his hand and he showed to everyone, see, this is a rotten apple and I want to make it a good one. How will I do it? Everyone thought about it and everyone said that it is not possible. If this apple is rotten, it is not going to become good. You have to throw it in the dustbin, and if you want good apple, then you have to buy a new one. And he asked again and again, and no one is giving a different solution. So Solem, he told, he first of all cut this apple in 4 pieces, and then he took out the seeds out of it, and then he showed these seeds. The apple is rotten, but are the seeds rotten? Everyone said no. So the Solem said, if I will sow these seeds in the fertile soil, and then the apple tree that will grow up, and then the apple that would be on this apple tree, would that apple be rotten? Everyone said no. All good apples will grow on this tree. I want to say that today's society is a rotten apple. There is so much sin spread all over in the world. There is so much terrorism, there is so much corruption, and today the society is full like a rotten apple. And how will we make it a good society? How will we make it a heaven to live in? there is only one solution. You will have to take the seeds out of the society. The society is a rotten apple. We know the illustration that the seeds are not rotten. Similarly, in the society, who are the seeds of society? The children. You are the future India. So, if we sow moral values in them, if we teach them that politeness and courtesy is more important than HCl and H2O, moral education is more important than x square plus 2xy plus y square. This is not going to help you in your life, but politeness and courtesy, feeling of love and brotherhood for your fellow creatures, for your fellow beings is more important. And this is the foremost goal of education. When Swami Vivekananda went to America and returned India, he said that when I was in India, I felt I loved my countrymen. But when I went to America and returned back in India, I feel that I want to worship all the countrymen. Such was our Indian culture. He has aptly said that we want that education by which character is formed. So the main goal of education is character building, inculcation of moral values. We want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's feet. This is a very different frequency I am telling you, because everyone are dreaming. I want to fly away in US, UK, Australia. I want to become a doctor. I want to become an engineer. I want to earn crores of money. Don't you think this is very selfish? I will give another example. In Nagpur Medical University, two students were studying. One was Abhay and other was Rani. First they were friends, and then after that they married each other. They completed their MBBS degree, and then they went US in John Hopkins University to complete their MD. After that they returned India and started a clinic. Now Dr. Rani is sitting on a clinic, and a mother, she is a very poor mother and has a very 3-year daughter with her, and she came in the clinic. Dr. Rani is diagnosing the small daughter. She knew that her body is very hot and she is suffering from fever. So she told her mother that admit her in the hospital. Now after 2 days, this same mother and daughter again came in the same clinic with Dr. Rani, and then Dr. Rani is taking the 3-year daughter in her lap, and as she is diagnosing, immediately this daughter died in the lap. Now Dr. Rani got very furious. She told her mother, "What kind of mother are you? Are you a devil? Are you a demon? You don't care about your daughter? You should have admitted her in her hospital. I told you before 2 days, and you have done nothing." She was suffering for high fever or pneumonia, and she required an immediate treatment. And this mother is crying, and she told, "See, I have 4 kids, and his father, my husband, has died before 3 months. And after my husband died, the whole responsibility of running the home is on my shoulders, and I am doing the small daily course in one home and another. And if I will admit her in the hospital, I have to feed 4 mouths. And if I will admit her in the hospital, then I have to kill the other 3. And Dr. Rani was taken aback. Oh, such poverty in our India. And she immediately talked with her husband. And in Gadchiroli village near Nagpur, they started a clinic free of charge for the poor. See, we don't need much money for our basic requirements. For our food and shelter, we don't need much money. But we earn money for our fun and entertainment. We want to watch movies. We want to go for foreign tour, and we earn money for that. We want to enjoy life. But more than enjoyment, the main purpose of life is to help others, is to love others. Don't take love as the attraction with the opposite gender. That is not exactly love. Love is with the invisible. Love is not skin deep. So we understand and we prepare for a life that we have to help others, we have to sacrifice our fun, we have to sacrifice our enjoyment and help others, and that is the mean, that is what our education will get fruitful. Now, I will tell something of our lifestyle. After we get initiated in monkhood, it's a civil death. We are died for in the world. We are not related. We are not called by our name which was before, and we start a new life. And after in 2012, I took sannyas, I took diksha, I got initiated in monkhood. I left all my belongings, all my house, all my family. I accepted the whole world as my family, and I left all my money, valuables, my bungalow, car, everything. And we don't touch money. We don't do any of our monetary transaction. We don't touch cash, check or credit card or the modern Google Pay. We don't do anything of it. We don't keep money with our we don't have any purse or wallet. Then we don't travel in vehicles. We don't even ride a bike, a cycle, a car, train or a plane. We don't sit on in anything. We don't use vehicles. Even to give the sermons to you, I have walked 3 kilometers till here. And I will go again 3 kilometers again to the temple in the market. And the third thing, we don't touch women. Not even my mother and sisters. After I got initiated to monkhood, there is no mother and father. I spoke from before that the whole world is my family. Everyone is my parents. Then he told that we pluck our hair on our forehead and mustache and beard every 6 months in our life. And till now, since 13 years, I have did that loads for 25 times. It is not so painful, and it is making our life as self-reliable. We don't depend on everyone. Even you will be wondering that what would we be doing for the food? We don't touch stove. So there is a Bhiksha Paddhati, you must have been heard it. We call it as bochari. And we roam from one house to another, and the people who have cooked their food, we take 1 or 2 chapatis, 1 or 2 rotis, so that they don't have to cook again. And after roaming in 10 to 15 houses, we collect the alms. It is different from begging. Beggars are not choosers, but we are choosers. Because we don't take everything. We don't eat ice cream. We don't use electrical appliances. We don't eat everything. So we have to select, we have to ask them, and then we collect the alms. I am very happy to come again in my mother institution, and the principal and the teachers who have cooperated to organize this lecture. I am very thankful to them. I thank all of them. And I tell you the last message, that every time think upon this. What is the goal of education? It is not money or fun or entertainment or enjoyment. It is loving your fellow beings. Serve the poor, serve the needy, serve the distressed. And that is the main goal of education. You will succeed in your life only by loving your tiny creatures. Okay, I wish you best of luck in your life. Thank you.
Dignified audience in the first line, dear students and our ex-student who has renounced this world. Students, you can imagine being in first 100 getting admission into Vijayatiyayyi. Getting admission into Vijayatiyayyi is no joke. So very prestigious institute of Maharashtra. And to get admission in Vijayatiyayyi is real hard work. And after that, renouncing the world, is definitely the call of the Almighty. And probably he responded to the call that he got from the Almighty, and then he started on with this journey. What he was talking to, the answer to that, probably what comes to my mind is education. His question was, what is the end of education? What is the education for? So, in one line I can say, be good citizen. If we are turning out to be good citizens, I think we are definitely making good of the education that we are having. And then of course, as he concluded, it's definitely a hard life that they have to live. It's no joke living such a hard life. But then they have decided to answer the call of the Almighty and serve all the humans around the globe. As it says that the whole world is a family. So we thank him for coming here to his alma mater, and also thank him for giving the names of those teachers that I have been with them and worked with them. Sister Sukur, Pushpa teacher, Anisha teacher, and all those. At that time, 8th standard used to be in the secondary section. So 8th, 9th, 10th was secondary, and 11th, 12th was higher secondary. So I didn't have much to go into that section in those days. But then it was down the memory lane for me. But once again, thank you all for coming here and giving a good talk to the students on our educational system. Thank you.
Thank you once again. To have you with us is a great pleasure for us. And kindly keep us in your prayers and remember us. And we are happy to hear that you call us as a mother institution. So you are also one of us. We cannot say one of us, you are higher than us. So we value you. So we want to thank the parents for they have brought some small intervals. As you go, you can collect it. Very wonderful message that he has given us. We have everything, yet we can be in the world, yet we can be simple, compassionate. All may not able to take this way of life, but we can be a compassionate and loving and good human being. That's a good citizen. I go one step forward and say, good human being, reaching out to the people. They are serving in their own way, God. We can serve the society, that is also a service. I also want to thank our ex-students, some of them I see from the Lovely Jewelers. We are happy to have you. We are our neighbors, so we feel very close to you. Thank you so much. Today is really a great day for SJC. So I end this to thanking God Almighty. Let's put our hands together for SJC. Thank you and God bless. Please, you can make a line and go, students, one by one from the back. Yeah, sweet as they go. Thank you.
Students, just wait. Till they disperse, then you will